My name is Dr. Silverman, and I am a surgical pathologist. I have breast pathology expertise, and most of my practice revolves around diagnosing breast cancer. My mom passed away from cancer, and that started me on a health journey. So I teach health, whether it's I teach healthy lifestyle, I teach pillars of health. And pillars of health to me is the foundation as nutrient-dense foods, happy mind, exercise, and indeed either supplementation and cellular upregulation. And that's where Lifevantage comes to play. Being a surgical pathologist, I am a doctor of cells. I study cells, I look in the cells, you can see my microscope, and we are at my house. So usually I see sick cells, and usually I see cancerous cells. So how do we keep cells healthy? And what happens? Why do cells become cancerous? And that's what drives me to Lifevantage. Because as a cell doctor, to me, the cellular foundation of health resides on cellular cleanliness. Dirty cells can never be healthy cells. And what happens is when every one of us is under stress. Environmental stress, emotional stress, financial stress, pollutions, electromagnetic fields, you name it. The food that we eat and aging. Everything just causes cellular stress. And cellular stress means cellular garbage. So what happens is when we get so polluted and we are aging, our defense or our vacuum cleaners, our cellular vacuum cleaners do not vacuum clean. So I make usually sort of a comparison. We are born with cellular Dysons to clean the cells. And the older we get, the more polluted we get, our cellular Dysons turn into dustbusters. It makes a lot of noise, but there's no functionality. So number one, clean the cells. So how do you clean the cells? There is, everybody knows about antioxidants. So people know foods with antioxidants, but people don't realize that we make antioxidants. Every cell in our body has a capacity to make antioxidants, and those antioxidants are much more potent than the one we obtain from food. But don't get me wrong, you need both. You absolutely need both because they interact, they communicate. However, the antioxidant production fails. Why? Because there is a protein in the cells which is called MRF2, and that protein is called a cellular guardian. And that's what drew me to Lifevantage. We have a flagship product which is called an MRF2 Proton, the simple composition of 5 botanicals that turns on that MRF2 sensor. It's a sensor of cellular garbage. And that sensor starts turning on those vacuum cleaners. So the sensor is not sensing when the cell is polluted. Let's turn it on. So by boosting MRF2, by turning on that switch, we are bringing back the Dysons. So that is the number one foundation of cellular health is clean cell. Clean the cellular milieu. Then number 2, what runs the cell is our cellular energy. How many of us are reaching for a cup of coffee or an energy drink or some boost because we don't have enough energy, and the older we get, the less energy we get. So the responsible part of the cell or the powerhouse of the cell is the mitochondria. So you need to boost mitochondria. You need to increase the numbers of mitochondria. The brain cells do not function without mitochondria because they need energy. They cannot utilize oxygen in the bad dysfunctional mitochondria. But dysfunctional mitochondria becomes dysfunctional in the dirty cell. So A, again, clean the cells. B, boost the mitochondria. So in Lifevantage, we have actually a revolutionary concept on boosting mitochondria. because with this product, you're boosting mitochondrial genes. Again, this is a combination of 5 botanicals. Now, not only this product boosts your mitochondrial DNA, but it actually boosts the processes in the existing mitochondria. So unlike the families where elders are educating youngers, in the mitochondria it's actually the different. The younger ones are educating and boosting the older ones. So we absolutely need not only to clean the existing mitochondria, but we need to make the new ones. Again, with the foundation of nutrient-dense foods and exercise. Exercise is a mitochondrial boost. So this is number 1 and 2. This is 1 to punch. Now, what else is extremely important in cellular health is how intact the cells are. Every cell is surrounded with an envelope or cellular membrane. And that cellular membrane, if it's wrinkled, if it's fractured, if it's broken, the cell is not going to survive. But only if there's some disruption in that cell membrane, the message is not going to be conveyed the right way. And where is it important? In the brain? In the central nervous system? That's where we're losing that connection between the brain cells. We need that cellular membrane. Everybody knows about fish oils. You know, that goes in ages. My mom used to give me fish oil every day. Thank you, Mom. But the problem with fish oils is that the majority of fish oils are synthetic. You cannot afford synthetic fish oils in your body. They are not recognized. They're going to damage your cells as opposed to reboot those cellular membranes. So the quality of fish oils is very important. We are not unique per se in the composition. However, we somewhat are. What we are unique with our fish oils is the quality of fish oil. That we can truck every bottle to the catch in northern Norwegian waters, and this fish is only harvested 4 months and immediately processed on the boat. So how clean this product? So you take this fish oils, there is no burping fishy, and this is the sign of rancidity. That's the problem with the fish oils. Theoretically, fish oils are so beneficial, your omega-3s, omega-6s, your famous DHA and EPA. But as soon as it smells fishy and it tastes fishy, it's oxidized. And we want to reduce oxidative stress, not increase the oxidative stress. But this is also enforced, not only this is omega-3s, it's DHA and EPA, but this contains omega-7s. And omega-7s are very important for your weight management, amongst other biochemical processes. Okay, enough with the cell. What else is a part of our health? You know, guys, we coexist with bugs. It is called microbiome. 90% of us is the microbiome, starting from the top of the head to the bottom of the feet. But we're mostly aware of our microgut, of our probiotics. And why? Well, because over 80% of our immune system resides in our microgut. And over 90% of our happy neurotransmitter serotonin is produced by microbes, the good probiotics that reside in our gut. So again, probiotics is a huge, huge industry, and we need to understand there are the good, the bad, and there are the ugly. So what separates Lifevantage probiotics is the penetration. There's a special system of protection of this alive 6 species, 5 billion colonies, microbes or probiotics that are specifically covered. It's called BioTruck protection, and it allows the 60% viability beyond a stomach acid. Stomach acid will kill. The majority of probiotics are dead by 96%. Only 4% can go in the colon. But also what is different from this, with this is we have the targeted delivery. So all these species, for example, lactobacilli, they belong in the small gut. That's where they're going to end up. But the bifidobacilli, for example, they belong in the large gut. That's where they're going to end up in the large gut. And these probiotics, or those probiotics, are also enforced with ingredient that is called Wellmune, or some people know it as beta-glycan. Beta-glycan is extremely important for boost of our primary immune system. Where is our primary immune system? It's in our gut. This is our first barrier. But not only this, our probiotics also has an innate prebiotics because we want to eat, and the probiotics also need to survive on food. They need some food, and it doesn't include donuts. So this has a proper prebiotics, and that is those four. So those four products to me, this is that essential part of cellular and body upregulation as a part of that cellular integrity. And we call it vitality stack, Vita. Vita means life. And that is why I'm such a proponent of these products, not because they're my products, no. This represents the healthy cells. Healthy cells, happy cells. Happy cells, happy me.